You know, every time I post a picture of myself carrying a handgun openly, usually while celebrating Every Second Matters, I get the same two questions. I get asked, what carry belt are you using, and how important is your choice of carry belts when it comes to carrying a handgun daily? Well, to answer the first part of that question, I carry a trackline belt from Core. That's Kore, as you can see right here on one of the buckles. There are a few reasons why I choose Core belts, the trackline belts from Core. The one reason is they're just a really good belt. They're really well made, they're very sturdy, they're very good for carrying, especially if you carry a heavier gun. Another reason I like them is because you can mix and match the parts here. Since the buckles are removable and they come with different styles of belts and buckles, you can put together different combinations. You can have leather looking belts here with a more kind of sophisticated buckle for a more dress look, so you have a good dress carry belt. You can have brown or black, depending on what you're wearing, or you can get the more woven tactical type belts with a plainer buckle and, have something that's more casual. All those things there together add up to the reason why I choose the Core belts, the trackline belts from Core. They just fit every need that I have when it comes to a carry belt, so they're perfect for me. Now, as to how important is your carry belt when you're carrying, they're very important. In fact, in some cases, I think they're as important as your holster. Now, I will add that it does kind of matter how you carry. If you're carrying inside waistband, well, then your belt doesn't have to be as good. As long as it can hold tight and hold the holster back against your body, it'll do the job. Since the belt goes completely around the outside of the gun, it's not having some of the problems that you would get from, say, an outside the waistband holster. You're not going to get a lot of twisting or anything here. All the pressure just needs to push inward on the gun and hold it tight against you. And most belts can do that. And a good belt that can do that will last you a very long time, but it doesn't have to be a super good belt. But if you're like me and you carry outside waistband, it's even more important because the belt is really only holding at a couple of points on your holster. And this belt has to be sturdy. It not only has to be able to hold the holster into your body, it has to be able to resist twisting. It has to be able to resist sagging. So you need a good, strong belt for that. And since I carry outside the waistband most of the time, I need that good, strong belt. Track lines are good, strong belts. They resist that twisting. They're very good for outside the waistband carry. So as you can see, it does matter what type of belt you carry, but it matters more if you carry outside the waistband, like I do. So you decide whether you need a better belt or not, but I'll tell you one thing, a better belt never hurts no matter how you carry, which is why, like I said, I always use the track lines from Core. In fact, I've got a new one right here, and I wanted to show you how easy they are to get ready and roll with. It doesn't take much time or effort whatsoever to get the belt to your size. And while I'm doing this, I'll show you the things I most like about the trackline belts, other than the things I've already mentioned. When you buy a track line, you don't have to worry about ordering the right size belt. It comes one size fits all and you cut it down. I'll show you that here real quick. Now I got the new belt here because I decided I needed something in more of the casual style here, but in more of a neutral brownish tone. So I ordered this one right here. And if you flip it over, you'll see it comes one size fits all, like I said. And when I say one size fits all, I really mean one size fits most. I should say one size fits all that, can actually get the fuck out of their house without having the fire department cut a hole in the wall. So as you see here, it goes up to 54 inches. You just decide how long you need it and you cut it down to that. I personally need it at 34 inches. I have a 33-inch waist. I like to give like an extra inch and a half for in case I carry inside waistband. But I have found on these belts, just cut it to the size your waist is, and it's got a little extra in the other end. So I haven't had any problem carrying inside waistband if I cut it pretty close to my waistband size. So I go 1 inch up. Once you decide what size you need it, you just cut it off. And then because there's nylon on here, I always take just a flame and just kind of melt everything back down to give it a good seal on the end right there so you don't end up with any threading. And I chose this buckle here because I think it has a really nice casual look to it. It's got kind of a textured black finish on it. But it's got a nice shaped buckle, but it still has a very tactical feel to it. So I thought it would go really well with that kind of neutral brownish belt. So all you do to put the buckle on the belt is you flip up this little piece right here. Then you just stick the cut end into the slot right there and flip the little flap back closed. And then on the newer belts, I've noticed now they have an extra feature here where once you have that snapped in there, you have a couple little barrel screws that you tighten down to hold it even more firmly in place. I guess they added these because some people were having problems with the belt pulling out of the teeth right there. I never had that problem at all. But, you know, a little extra security never hurts, so I'll go ahead and tighten them down, even though I don't know if they're needed or not. And in just a couple of minutes, my belt is sized and ready to go. Now I'll show you the last feature of these belts that I really like. The reason these belts are called track line is because of that little track system right there. Instead of having holes that you have to adjust the belt, like 2 inches every time you make an adjustment, you can make adjustments that are like less than 1/4 of an inch with this belt. So it doesn't have to be either too tight or too loose, which is what I often find to be the case with most leather belts that have holes in them. With this, you just slide it in and you can hear it clicking, and you can adjust it as little as you need to there. One little click each time. And then if you want to release it, you just push this little lever right here and it pulls right out. So that should answer the question for you of what belt am I carrying? It's, like I said, almost always, I would even go as far as say always, a Core track line belt. And there's the reason why I choose the Core track line belt. And as far as how important is your belt in your carry rig, like I said, it's always very important, but it's more important if you carry outside waistband. But as I already said once in this video, it doesn't hurt to have a good belt no matter how you carry. Oops.
Go ahead. It's a lady at 46 South Road. 46 South Road.
Station 1 call, retone that please. 10-4. Captain 4 to go to that location also. This is 19, is that correct?